Hey guys, welcome to Taste of Steve. I'm Chef Joe Ciminera. You know, we got some great one-pot cooking today, and it starts with all the good stuff. Lobster tails, beef, pork, beans, and a little love. Coming up next, a stew that's gonna blow your mind. All right, now we're gonna get started on this dish. Let's talk a little bit about the cutlery we're gonna be using, right? You want cutting edge knives. This is their steel, right? This is their sharpener. Even the sharpener's got a handle. Like, you know, in the sharpener that comes in a knife kit, nobody ever pays attention to the quality of the sharpening steel. This thing has just as good of a handle as the knife, the expensive knife. And I'm sure it sharpens well too. All right. Wow, 7-inch, 2.0 cutlery again, Fiery Phoenix, German steel. Take a look at it. Another beautiful crafted knife kit right here. Excellent quality product. We're gonna put that baby. We're not gonna be using that knife on this recipe, but I wanna go through all of them here and show you. I'm very excited about the craftsmanship of these knives. Look at this little paring knife. I mean, even the quality of this, you know how you know when a really good knife is? You could take the knife and bang it, and you'll feel the vibration going right through the knife. Another excellent forgery here. Really good quality stuff. Nice, perfect. Let's see what else we got, folks. We're excited here. We're knifing today. All right. I think this is the one I really liked. Look at the design on this knife. I mean, this is incredible. This is their Japanese knife. 2.0 ring series. Nice. All right, now this one looks like a really nice one. Japanese quality knife. Look at the long steel process. This is great for like filleting fish, getting deep into there. You know, but you still want to have the control of a knife. You still want it to go around different grooves. Maybe a kind of a, not really a knife. I wouldn't say it's a butcher's knife, but I could see me getting into difficult parts with this thing. I would use this to maneuver it. Beautiful knife. Let's take a look at this baby here. Another great quality. Look at that. Right? Beautiful style on this knife. This is their 8-inch chef knife. I love how it's packaged. The handle is balanced good, and I think that's what you want, that from a knife. And then the last one we're going to be talking about today. I love the indentations in this thing. This is also the 2.0 Japanese 8-inch chef's knife. Nice, really nice weight on the handle. That's the one we're going to be using today. I want to talk to you about an incredible line of knife products. Now, standing before me in the back, you'll notice 2.0 Cutlery, a revolutionary knife company that is high-end knives. Talking about well-forged, incredible product that you at home are going to be incredibly amazed by the use of this. Now, here is called their 2.0 Peacock line, Japanese ultra stainless steel. This is their 8-inch chef knife. As you can see, the quality is just unsurpassed. The make of the handle, the craftsmanship of the blade, the weight, everything about this knife signals a top quality high-end product. This knife is incredible. I use it in my cooking all the time. It's very versatile. It's easy to come back on a sharpen, but the sharpness lasts a very, very long time. In the back, you see there's many other different kinds of products. They have their German forged steel as well, their Fury. And this product, I'm going to show you their sharpening steel, is really incredible as well. Finally, a first sharpening steel that's not only comfortable to hold, but actually sharpens the knives. So this is a great product in itself. This is their full line, is a German steel, Fury Phoenix. Incredible. I like this little holding pattern that we have here, is really good. And you'll see all the craftsmanship knives. So if you want more information on how to gather these incredible knives and put them in your kitchen, check out 2O Cutlery. You will be amazed. Ring series uses Japanese AUS 10 high carbon steel. It's cutting edge, cutting to the core of the blade and glad with 66 layers of each side, keeping a high level of rust resistance, wear resistance, and long-lasting performance while providing a maximum sharpness. The blade is under vacuum heat, treated and cutting core, can reach 60 plus to Rockwell hardness. The handle is made of G10 material, military grade strength for long-lasting durability. Achieving high heat, cold, moisture, and its design provides with a comfortable grip. The Ring series are divided into several subcategories featuring the different patterns. Ring D series, Ring R series, Ring H series. The highlight of the knives are high-end kitchen knives with a more reasonable price. Okay, this stew is extra special, folks, right? Because it's got a lot of components in. But if you pay attention and you stay with it, it's really going to go great. Now, we got our pot there. We got a little bit of olive oil that we're going to put in. So that could be a lot to some people, but that's average by me. You want to work quick. Don't let the olive oil burn, right? So move your quick with your onions. Now, the thing that's going to go down first is the sausage. The sausage are going to be able to kind of really lend itself and release some of those flavors that you would get. This is a bratwurst. It's cheddar cheese infused, so you're going to get that cheddar cheese kind of flavor, but you're really only going to maximize that flavor when it's cooked down, and that's what we want to do. So if you look in here, you start to see the bratwurst releasing its liquid and its flavors into the pan. This is why I like to do one pan cooking, because all these flavors sort of stay in line with itself. Next, we have the bacon. We're going to be throwing some bacon in. You could have used prosciutto, you could have used, I don't know, capricola, you could have used any kind of fat, pork, whatever you want to use. That's always a good staple to put in there. And we got that. We're going to turn that around. Next, we're not done. We got the ground beef. We're throwing the ground beef in there as well, too. We're going to crank this up now. Now we want everything to marry. And just at the point where it's starting to really release itself and get its fatty flavor, we're going to add a little bit of these seasoned breadcrumbs. We're going to throw a little wine in there, some tomato sauce. And it's really a quick type of recipe. You know, when you're doing any type of like Gascon cooking, like one pot cooking, where you got all these incredible flavors in there and you're reducing them down, is really not a science behind it, but you want to make sure that you're putting flavors in there that are going to marry well. As you noticed, or maybe you didn't notice, I have lobster tail here. I'm going to put that in at the very, very, very last. Why? Because lobster tail has a tendency to overcook itself if you add it in at this time. So even though there are no rules in cooking, there's certainly different times on when things need to go in the pot, in the pan. And it's the beef, it's the pork, it's the onions that get first, it's the celery, right? It's the carrots. And we're just going to mix that up a little bit like that. And at this point, it's definitely the spice. We got black pepper. Throw a little bit of that in there. And the black pepper is really going to go good with the meat especially. Black pepper brings it out. You could use fresh black pepper, whatever pepper you have. Sweet Hungarian paprika. Helps with the color, helps with the flavor, helps everything bring itself together. Curry. Don't forget curry, my friends. Add the curry in there. And we're going to add organic chili powder. Wooden spoon. All right, we're all the way up as far as the heat. We're mixing this up. You could start to see the flavors are sort of really reducing itself, releasing itself. And look at that, it's coming together well. And the spices are so important. Like a lot of people, you know, you get the art of spices down and you can really start to create some good food, some really good cooking. You lose yourself and don't think you need certain spices and certain herbs, you're going to be at a huge disadvantage, folks, I'm telling you. So, you know, start to experiment with some spices. Check out a couple of videos, watch Taste This TV, and you'll be putting in dry ingredients, fresh herbs and stuff like that in your cooking, which is really going to help out, aid in the flavor profile. Now, we're at 3 minutes of yapping. Now look at the dish. Now it's really starting to release its flavor. It's got residual flavors down at the pan which need to be deglazed. I got some wine over there. Now we're ready for the next phase. Next phase is going to be the beans. We want a little bit of beans. We don't want a lot. We certainly don't want to, you know, make this a chili. I think the beans really lend itself to this dish, but you don't want so many in there, and that's really the key component with this whole thing. Before we put our tomato paste, organic tomato paste here, we're going to take some white wine. Just enough to where you kind of hear the deglazing stuff, and just kind of get some of the flavors off the bottom there. Now that we've deglazed this, we're going to add some more. Now that's looking good. Now if you wanted to add some butter in there, you could too, but we're not done because we're definitely going to be adding some more ingredients here. We got tomato sauce. We're going to add the tomato sauce in there. That's going to give it a lot of body. That's going to give it a little bit of acidicness. The acid's going to cut through some of the fat here. We got a lot of fat going on here. We got the bratwurst. We got the ground beef, which is going to create a lot of fat in itself. This is definitely, you know, one of these dishes that it's going to be flavorful, hearty, great around the winter, the fall time. Now, one thing that absorbs some of this fat is going to make it a little thicker. I really don't believe in like thickening my soups or something like that with roux or cornstarch unless I'm making like a gumbo or something like that. I'm going to throw a little breadcrumbs in here. The breadcrumbs has got the pancetta. What you're going to notice is this is going to get thick. And at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to take our knife, our 2-0 ring series, and we're going to cut it up. We're just going to give, you know, small dices. And since we know we're at the end of our road here, we're going to put our lobsters in there. And we're just going to give it literally a couple of turns, and then we're going to leave it there for about 30 seconds. We're taking it off the fire. The last thing I want is rubbery lobster mess. All right, now look at that lobster. That's what I'm talking about. It's good stuff. All right, now, there's nothing left to do to this baby but eat. Take a bowl, put that in there like that. Let's clean this bowl up a little bit, the sides of it. Now you want to take a piece of bread, put it on top of there. That is, my friend, is a meal in itself. We got some garnish to put right in the center, and you have a stew that's worthy of a conversation. This is a party piece right here. This, you talk about this. Forget about the cake, forget about mom's apple pie. This stew is conversation. Well, I hope you had enough conversation for today. Grab this recipe, try it, you're gonna love it. Meat lovers out there, this is definitely a winner, hands down. Can't forget our 2-0 cutlery. This is our ring series. We got a whole bunch of other knives back there. Check them out. This company is unbelievable. Thank you for watching this fun-filled episode of Taste This TV. I'm your host, Chef Joe Ciminera. Remember, there are no rules in cooking. Taste this.